Hi guys, so you guys are going to be working on the multi-step equations practice. So I'm going to go over maybe 3 or 4 examples here on the board in this video. So make sure you guys are writing down the examples and paying attention to the steps that I'm doing. After you complete the worksheet, go on to quizzes.com. The code will be at the bottom of your worksheet. So let's go ahead and do problem A. So I'm going to begin with, again, drawing my line down the center or down the middle of the equal sign. So the first thing I want to do is I want to check if I have to distribute, combine like terms, subtract, add, or multiply and divide in that order. So first, I'm going to check if I need to distribute, and that is no, I don't need to distribute for part A. Next, I'm going to check if I need to combine like terms, and it looks like I can combine like terms. My like terms are going to be 6 and -21. So I'm going to go ahead and combine those. 6 subtracted by 21 is going to be -15. And then the 5x is not a like term, so I'm just going to bring it down into the equation. So now I have 5x minus 15 is equal to 40. So the next step is to go and check if I need to subtract or add the constant. And in this example, since my constant is -15, I'm going to do the opposite of that, and I'm going to add by 15. So that way, this part on the left-hand side cancels out. So on the right-hand side, I am going to simplify 40 plus 15. That is going to be 55. And on my left-hand side, I have 5x. So now I have 5x is equal to 55. The next part is to check if I need to multiply or divide. So here I have 5 being multiplied to x. So the opposite of multiplication would be to divide. So I'm going to divide by 5, divide by 5. So that helps me cancel out my coefficient. Now I just have x is equal to 55 divided by 5 is 11. So all I did was go step by step, and I had to check if I had to distribute, combine like terms, then subtract or add, and finally multiply or divide. So I'm going to do my steps again for part B. So B, I have 3x plus 2 plus 8 is equal to -8. So the first thing I want to do is check if I need to distribute. And in this one, nope, I do not need to distribute. So the next part would be to combine any like terms. And yes, I do have like terms. I have 2 and I have 8. So I'm going to combine those. 2 plus 8 is going to be 10. And I'm going to bring down my 3x. And since 2 plus 8 was a positive 10, I'm going to do plus 10. Okay, my next step is to see if I need to add or subtract my constant. And it looks like I am going to subtract. So that way my 10 cancels out. So I'm going to subtract 10 on both sides. This is going to go to 0. Now I have 3x left over. And on the right hand side, I have -8 minus 10. So go ahead and either do that in your head or type it in the calculator. And you should get -18. So now I'm on my last step, and it looks like I either have to multiply or divide the coefficient. So it looks like it's being multiplied, so I have to divide. Oops, I meant to say yes. Yes. I am going to divide the coefficient. That's going to cancel that out, and I'm left with x. And then -18 divided by a +3 is going to be -6. So make sure you guys have these 2 problems written down. 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, so let's go on to the next example. So the next example, I am going to also check for my steps. So the very first step is to check if I need to distribute. And it looks like I do. So I am going to distribute the 3 and I'm going to multiply it to x and I'm going to multiply it to 100. So 3 multiplied to x is 3x and 3 multiplied to 100 is going to be 300. So all I did was distribute my 3. So next, my next step says to combine any like terms. 3x plus 300 are not like terms, so I do not need to combine like terms. And then finally, I have to either subtract or add the constant. So I am going to subtract here, so that way my 300 cancels out. So subtract by 300. This is going to cancel out to 0. 600 minus 300, that is going to be 300. Then I bring down my 3x. Now I am on my last step where I either have to multiply or divide the coefficient. So here I have to divide the coefficient. 3 divided by 3 is x. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So I have x left over. And on the right hand side, I have 300 divided by 3, and that is going to be 100. Okay, I'm going to do one more example with you guys. I'm going to do D. So D, we are going to check to see if we need to distribute, then combine like terms, then either add or subtract the constant and multiply and divide the coefficient. So I'm going to first see if I need to distribute, and yes, I do. So I'm going to distribute the 3x. It's going to go there. 3 multiplied to positive 100 is going to be a positive 300. Then I have 5x. Make sure you do not distribute the 3 to the 5x because the 5x is not inside the parentheses. Okay, so this is what your expression should look like now. And next, we're going to check if we need to combine any like terms. So do you guys see anything that we can combine on the left-hand side? I have 3x, I have 300, and I have 5x. And it looks like I can combine my 3x and my 5x because they both have the same variable. They have x. So then I'm just going to add and combine my two like terms. 3x plus 5x is going to be 8x. So all I did was add the coefficient. So 8x plus 300 is equal to 900. Okay. So really quick, now we're just going to check to see if I need to add or subtract. And yes, you need to subtract here. That way that cancels out. Then I'm going to subtract it on the other side as well. 900 minus 300 is 600. That is equal to 8x. Then you divide it by 8. Divided by 8. Your answer for number or letter D is going to be 600 divided by 8. It's going to be 75. Okay, so we did 4 problems together in this video. So make sure you have those 4 problems down and then go ahead and do the rest of the problems on your own. You guys can work with a neighbor if you need to. And then once you're done with this worksheet, make sure you turn it in and begin the quizzes. And the code is going to be at the bottom.